Hello, these are my top 20 products of the year. You already know my top 10, so this is my first full recap video ever. I'm a bit nervous, honestly. Turn on your language settings and let's begin. Let's start with Micellar Water. I've repurchased this not even 10 or 15 times. It's part of my monthly essentials at the point. And I use it on clients, I use it on myself, and for travel, I take the mini size, much easier. And at home, I keep the big bottle. I adore it. It's especially great for anyone with a very sensitive skin. By the way, I've been out in the city all day, so let's remove this natural makeup while we are at it. I take a few cotton pads and soak them until they are really wet. A dry cotton pad can micro-scratch the skin, so avoid that. In 2 or 3 passes, everything is completely clean. And yes, micellar water should always be rinsed off, don't leave it on the skin. Since I'm filming and the daylight is almost gone, I'll break the rule just for today, so I can finish this video. Moving on. Eye cream. I've been using it for about 4 months, maybe a little bit more, but the usage is minimal. I warm up a tiny amount between my fingers, place 3 or 4 dots under each eye, and then gently swipe it in. Only then your concealer won't emphasize dryness or texture. This area is thinner than the rest of the face and has no pores like the nose, for example, so you need hydration here. But don't apply too much, that also gives a bad result. Balance in everything, right? Lip balm, Brazilian Kiss. The smell is incredible, exactly like the famous body cream. I love this balm because I use it before bed, it's non-sticky and it doesn't smudge all over the pillowcase. On extra dry spots, like the corners of the lips, cracking from cold weather. It's amazing and my little lifesaver. You can use it before makeup, and sometimes I apply it right over the foundation around the lips or even around the nose when the skin gets dry in fall and winter. Now foundations. You already know what's coming because I've shown these two all year, basically in every video except the hair tutorials. My 2 absolute loves, the Armani Matte and the Shiseido Radiant one. So the Armani one is buildable. You can apply it in the thin or full coverage or even use it as a concealer. The Shiseido is radiant, hydrating, perfect for everyday wear, especially if you hate removing heavy makeup at the end of the day. It feels weightless, like a skincare cream with a bit of pigment mixed in to even out the tone. It builds beautifully, sets into the skin and looks amazing throughout the day. Especially great for dry or mature skin. And by the way, I applied both foundations with zero prep today. No cream, no SPF, no serum. I built this list based on my personal preferences. And many of these products aren't trendy, sorry, I am that kind of wrong blogger, but I think it's a great example of products I truly love with all my heart. If you also have products like that, write them below. I'm always searching for amazing textures and colors. Who knows, maybe yours will steal my heart and end up on the next year's list. Obviously, one foundation is radiant, the other is matte. And it depends on the climate, the event, whether you'll add a powder, and of course, your final desired look. Love them both. Concealer. But first, let's talk about under eye bags. Especially today, I was at an event yesterday, went to bed later, and no workouts lately. So, if you watched my summer videos where everything was the opposite, you'll see the bags are gone. It's manageable, and it's just about lifestyle, but genetically, the shape won't disappear. You can't erase that. What you can do is just correct the color, and for that, the Armani concealer is perfect. I actually love blending it with my fingers. The texture feels like soft butter. Coverage is medium, but I don't have very dark circles, so it's enough for me. And it brightens beautifully, hydrates, and doesn't settle into the lines. The applicator is great, and the best part, even if you put on a thick layer, it still melts into the skin like magic. If only they would launch the same texture foundation next year, or I would use this concealer as a foundation, but the bottle would run out way too fast. Someone asked me in DMs why eyeshadows crease, even the ones I recommend. So let's break it down. First, cleanse the eyelids completely. No cream, no foundation, no dewy concealer, no skin oils, nothing. A clean, dry lid. Then use an eye primer. I've used the same one for years, and it's the only thing that keeps shadows in place on my hooded lids. Use a tiny amount. Warm it up between your fingers to activate the formula and then press it onto the lids with the tapping motions. I use the leftover amount on the lower lid. It brightens the under eye area, slightly lifts the look of the eye bags, and honestly holds just as well as matte concealer, but in much thinner layer. If you don't warm up the primer, it will emphasize texture. Don't skip that step. And shadows always look brighter on the light base, but that's more color theory. Next, the lipstick that you recommended when I filmed the top 10 affordable lipsticks video. And guess what? It becomes a favorite, at least for the entire fall. I love matte lipsticks that last forever, and the only way to remove this one is with a double face cleanser. The applicator is sharp and precise, perfect for defining the cupid bows quickly and cleanly. And I also love using this texture on the cheeks. I will show you in this video. And it looks beautiful in the photos. And thank you for this recommendation. It definitely earns its place among my top products of this year for those who prefer a more hydrating lip look. So let's talk about lip contouring. No intriguing here, you already saw it, shade 12 and my favorite cool tone cappuccino color. Sorry for the ugly empty packaging, but love is love, right? I apply it around the lip liner and blend with my finger. The color becomes soft and natural. You can add a warmer lipstick in the center or even a one you don't use anymore because it's too pale or too warm for you. So this cool grayish tone blends everything beautifully into the skin and adapt the color to features. Now let's apply these creamy eyeshadows to the lids and then blend them out with a warm fingertip. You can build it up for full intensity or apply a light layer along the lash line for a soft, effortless smoky look. Up to you. I also love using this pencil for nose contouring, and if you are short on time or space in your travel makeup bag, you can use it to contouring the cheeks and temples too. If you ever find this shade in stock, grab it without thinking, and I always buy two at once because it becomes impossible to find later. And by the way, if your eyes get red after staring at screens all day, like mine do by the end, I apply this pencil to the waterline to cancel out the redness. It's not the harsh black that makes the eyes look smaller. Instead, it brightens, refreshes, and makes the whites of your eyes look whiter. My favorite beauty hack for events. Actually, let's back to the lips. For those who love a hydrated lip but hate the thickness of the lip glosses, use a lip serum. The texture is lightweight, non-sticky, and just as beautiful as any lip oil. The specific one has also become a favorite among you. I see it in your comments all the time, and honestly, I've almost finished mine. If you are interested, I can show you what I bought this Black Friday for myself and for my clients. Just let me know. I love this combo. A grey lip pencil and dusty rose lip serum in the center of the lips. The color doesn't bleed, doesn't sink into the cracks, and wears like a smooth, even veil. It fills every little lines and gives that soft mirror effect, making the lips look fuller. Next product, bronzer and highlighter. This duo is basically a gold bar in the makeup artist world. You can see how much I love highlighter and bronzer, so most of my clients are fair, and this is truly an irreplaceable product in my pro kit. The bronzer is sheer, blends perfectly, and has the perfect undertone for fair skin. That grayish, brownish shade with a slightly olive tint. It never goes patchy, it gives a soft, natural contour, and I even use it as an eyeshadow on days when I have no time or desire for a full eye look, but still want to look fresh and no makeup. The highlighter is finely milled, invisible on the skin, and gives a soft glow without glitter. My brides especially love it, and it's just stunning in wedding makeup. I apply it in a V shape to lift the face and in the inner corners of the eyes to open up them. And one more tip, take a bronzer, press the brush firmly at the top of the ear, make a circular motions, and then swipe downward toward the toe line. This gives the most even and natural contour. If you look at the skull structure, we have no light in that area. It's a natural half shadow. So we are connecting the cheekbone shadow through the perimeter of the face to the jawline. I also contour my temples because of my face shape. And I have natural shadows there, so highlighting that area would look strange and unnatural. And if you don't have halos, so you can skip this step. I also contour my nose and lightly lift my hooded eyes with a bronzer. For an everyday look, I would stop right here and maybe add mascara. But the theme of the video is different, so let's continue. Blush. We have a clear winner this year. The YSL Make Me Blush Powder blushes. And the two shades I use the most are the pink one for freshness and the dusty rose with a hint of warm touch. I accidentally broke one during an unboxing, which is tragic actually, but it doesn't change the fact that I will use the remaining half until the end of the time and create that fresh from a cold walk flush who they don't work for. Extremely tanned skin, and I apply it to the cheeks, forehead, nose, outer corners of the eyes, and slightly lift the face. It's a lifting technique, but this placement makes the blush look the most natural for me, but not for everyone. On the other side, I will apply the light pink shade only on the apples of the cheeks. See the difference in techniques. One side looks more feminine, and the other more baby face. Both looks fresh, especially paired with the gray smoky eyes. Love it. Both shades have a glowing finish, beautifully blur the skin, and don't emphasize pores or fine lines. If you have very textured skin, choose the matte finish. Their website navigation is super easy, so it's hard to make a mistake. Just pick matte or glowing, and then choose your shade. So next up, eyebrows. You can always tell which brow pencil is my favorite. It's the only one that's almost completely used up. And this is it. See how little is left? So let's go. I apply it with a firm pressure, really feeling the shape. Don't worry about it looking too dark. The texture is super lightweight and blends beautifully. The key is brushing through afterward. And this pencil is so easy to blend that you will never see residue sitting between the brows hairs. It's incredibly user-friendly. And on the other side, I'm going to use a brow marker with 3 applicators in one, just to create hair-like strokes. It saves so much time in busy mornings, and today I am in the mood for a bolder, more graphic brow. But tomorrow it might be something softer and airy. It's completely up to you, and you can do all of it with just one marker. Out of the all waterproof pencils this year, only 2 truly survived everything with me. It's long-lasting, slightly creamy, almost like butter, sets in a few seconds, and I recommend it to everyone who is just learning how to do eyeliners. And it's flexible, easy to manipulate, and perfect for stretching that line into a thin, lifted wing. I place a dot at the outer corner of the eye where the upper and lower lashes just meet each other. And on the other end of the pencil, you have a sharp brush that pulls the wing out and creates the cleanest, sharpest line. You can even use that brush to outline the lips with a red lipstick or to shape brows. Tight line and fill the waterline to define the eye. To avoid taking up space on the mobile lid, which most of us with the hooded eyes barely have, I do it from the inside of the eye. I know many people have sensitive eyes. I trained myself to apply a bit more pressure, and now it feels totally normal. And you are not touching the eye, just the base of the lashes. And now the second pencil, the one that has a special place in my heart and is constantly in your DMs, the Burgundy pencil from Lancome. Yes, that one. I've shown it countless times, and just look at what it does to my eye color. Unreal. I apply a thick line along the lash line and blend it with a smudger on the other side of the pencil, or you can use your fingertip, doesn't matter. Be gentle, the skin around the eye is very thin, so after blending, I intensify the color again. Just build it up as much as you feel it will be better for you. Blend, then again, build up, blend, and then again. Let's compare the two techniques now. The eye that's naturally bigger and rounder, I cut the shape using a wing and pulled it outward. The smaller eye, I rounded with a soft blend. But we are not done. We still need to open up the eyes properly. Let's apply shimmering wet asphalt silver glitter eyeshadow. With just this shadow, you can create a full smoky eye, no pencils, no creams needed. Just simplifies life so much. And even if you're lazy to blend or don't have brushes or don't have blending skills, you just apply with your finger and clean up the edges with a clean finger. That's it. This year alone, I tried at least 20 mascaras. And mascara per month, maybe a little bit more. So expensive, affordable, everything. And year after year, I still come back to the budget ones. There was also an amazing option from Lancome, but the gold L'Oreal one does something unbelievable, like I suddenly have lash extensions. I always start by pressing the wand right onto the roots to load the base. That's what gives the thick, lifted effect. And then I slowly wiggle the wand upward through the lashes. For extra volume, I apply a second coat only at the ends to avoid clumping at the roots. And for the final lift, I just hold the lashes upward for a couple of seconds while the formula sets. And of course, I love just blinking a few times, maybe not a few, maybe more. But it helps to dive into the mascara deeper. On one side, we have a sharper, more graphic look, precise wing, defined brow. On the other side, everything is softer and more blended. And to finish the look, I want to use a full eyeshadow palette. This year, I tried a lot of new products, but in the end, I can say one thing. My hand always reaches for Tom Ford. These are the best baked eyeshadows on the market right now, and you cannot describe that glow, it's unreal. Just wait a bit, you will see the close-up. And I have to mention, I'm a fan, so don't take my opinion as a 100% objective. My very first eyeshadow palette I ever saved up for as a makeup artist was this one, and I did my research, tried it from colleagues, and just decided, okay, I will buy that one. So yes, it was my best purchase 10 years ago. And these shadows have been through everything with me. So let's apply the light shade to the inner corner to open up the eyes. Then take a rich raspberry red shade on the lower lash line to create a soft smoky effect and really open up the eyes and blend it into the crease and build up the color. By the way, if you want to see a full review of this palette, go to that video. I show swatches and 4 different makeup looks with that palette. And also I've got the same video, but with a cool one. I mean with a cool eyeshadow palette. Just swipe it from side to side so they melt into the skin beautifully. And now add that bronze shade to the inner corner and outer corners. It's a little bit darker than the first shade, I mean the light gold, but it looks beautiful again. We have to create that depth from the corners of the eye. Look how refined it and dimensional this eye look becomes. It's stunning and it pairs perfectly with the lip makeup. Let's zoom it and look at the eye makeup under different lighting. I switched on the regular bathroom lights. Just look at that shine. A true party makeup moment, right? At this moment, that's it. And that's our final look. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out the other videos. I share even more techniques, products, reviews, and detailed breakdowns for hooded eyes. So see you in the next video. Bye!